Evening, everyone. Oh, bit of a high-pitched voice there at the beginning. Right, I can't remember when was the last time I actually did a movie review. So this is like my first movie review in like, I don't know, over a month or something like that. And tonight I'm reviewing Roland Emmerich's latest epic. That's the only thing I can describe it. 2012. This film is basically the disaster movie of all disaster movies. This film basically tells how the world is going to end, what happens when said world ends, how humanity has to survive, what precautions have been taken, and all that sort of stuff. Now, the film obviously starts off with the fact that it was predicted by the Mayans back in the, before Christ and all that sort of stuff. That basically on the this was right good. On December 21st, 2012, the planets will align and therefore cause a chain reaction to the sun released some particles that then started off causing the end of the world, basically. The way the film started was rather intriguing. We sort of see different time periods from 2009 through to 2012, sort of like every 6-month cycle of government officials taking necessary precautions. We find that the discovery of the end of the world was found by an Indian scientist who informed an American friend of his about what was happening when the particles exploded from the sun. And basically from then on it was just a race against time, basically, to save humanity. When obviously news about this spread to Washington, obviously all the world leaders had taken their necessary precautions and whatever safety measures to ensure the safety of the most important people in the world, aka themselves, their families, their loved ones, and anybody who was involved with the discovery of the of said disaster. I just want to quickly speak about Roland Emmerich, the director himself. I mean, this guy has done movies on a global capacity. We've had Independence Day, we've had The Day After Tomorrow, 10,000 BC as well, I've put in there. He also obviously did Godzilla, and as well as what was it? Stargate. He directed Stargate. Now, obviously, Stargate was a sci-fi, as is the same with Independence Day. But this film sort of had the elements of Independence Day. It had the courage and the thing with his films is that, especially with the likes of 2012 Independence Day and Day After Tomorrow, is that they all have a familial sentiment within them. It's all about families looking out for each other, saving one another, and you always focus on one or maybe two, possibly three characters that we look at who are trying to help other people, saving other people. In Independence Day you had Will Smith as the pilot, Bill Pullman as the president, Jeff Goldblum as the IT guy, and all three of them work together to save the human race from aliens. In The Day After Tomorrow you had Dennis Quaid, who was the geologist, his son played by Jake Gyllenhaal, and a couple of other characters in there as well. And it was basically a case of saving humanity from the next ice age. And in 2012, as I say, it's probably the biggest global disaster that was ever going to occur. It was like the second coming of the flood. We find out exactly what the cause of the start of the destruction of Earth, but just everything mixed in. I mean, this time the president's played by Danny Glover. You can't say fairer than that, seeing as Barack Obama is like the president currently. So you had to get a black president in there as well. So it does in a way keep up with current affairs, and by current affairs, the London Olympics is featured in this film. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. The London Olympics is featured in this film, so yes, look out for that as well. So many things I can say about this movie, but the only word I can use to describe it is just epic. Literally epic. It was just, honestly, it's 2.5 hours long. So if you're a bit worried about how long it's going to be, it's about 2.5 hours. Just go and watch it. That's all I can say. Go and see it. There are moments where you're going to be wanting to get the Kleenex out, because I know I was on the verge of it myself. Where it gets to the really deep and meaningful family stuff. But overall, this film was just basically all about what would we do if that situation actually happened? What if the world really did end? You know? But think about it. Over 6 billion people in the world. How many can you save? You know, but the government ended, as I say, all the world leaders had banded together to build these arks, which is not surprising. So it has a biblical sense to it. Okay, there's a lot of religious factors in this film that a lot of people who are religious are going to point out about it. But in a biblical sense, they built arks, and it was just basically a case of not only just preserving the important people of the world, but anybody else that they could save. It was also a case of even the animals. Yes, remember Noah's Ark, the animals going 2 by 2 and all that sort of stuff. Yes, that's all I'm going to say. So go and see this movie. There's not much else I can say about it, because if I keep talking I'm just going to ramble on forever. But honestly, go and see the film and just enjoy the wonders of just enjoy it. John Cusack plays a family. He's a book writer. He wrote a book that is titled Leaving Atlantis, or Farewell Atlantis, and just keep an eye out regarding that book. That's all I'm going to say, especially towards the end of the film. Just watch out for the book, because the book has a good meaning to the actual film. The book plays an integral part to the film as well. We also, as I say, Danny Glover plays a president. Thandie Newton's in it as well. Yes, so there are a lot of big names in this film, but it's not really about the big name actors. It's about the actual film itself. It's about the role of the film and what it portrays, what it symbolises. So don't look at it as, oh, that actor's in it, this actor's in it. Just watch it for just for what the film is about. Okay. So if in 3 years' time the world does come to an end, I know exactly where I'm going. I'm not going to say where though, because that pretty much gives away sort of like the subplot of the film. So I'm not going to tell you where they were building these arcs, but when you see it, you'll know exactly what I mean. So that's it from me, and I'm now going to watch. I'm going to watch something, and I'll speak to you later. Bye.